Hey friends in beauty, if you're a professional makeup artist or beauty pro who is tired of juggling multiple tools to run your business, I got great news for you. Beauty Pro Funnels is here to simplify your life and take your business to the next level. Unlike other platforms like Wix, Squarespace, or Acuity, Beauty Pro Funnels was created by a makeup artist for makeup artists. This is the world's first all-in-one software that helps you book clients, sell your products, and even launch courses all in one place. No need for separate subscriptions that drain your wallet or tools that don't speak your language as a beauty pro. With Beauty Pro Funnels, you're not just getting another booking tool. You're unlocking the ability to create multiple revenue streams, so whether you're behind the chair or not, you're making money. Imagine accepting bookings, selling your beauty products, and offering courses all without the stress of managing separate systems. That could be a big headache. Let me break it down to you one more time. Your website, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. Your portfolio, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. Your booking site, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. And your e-commerce site, host it in Beauty Pro Funnels. Want to offer beauty courses or digital products? You can sell them inside of Beauty Pro Funnels, and you'll be able to send invoices, digital contracts, newsletters, and do all of your marketing directly from your Beauty Pro Funnels account. It's mind-blowing. Listen, you're going to save hundreds of dollars every single month by replacing over 10 platforms when you make the switch to Beauty Pro Funnels like Wix, Squarespace, Acuity, WordPress, Vagaro, Honeybooks, 17 Hats, Dubsado, MailChimp, Klaviyo, Kajabi, DocuSign, even Shopify. It's crazy. I know you got at least one of those. And here's the best part. Tayana and her team spent over a year building plug-and-play templates into your account for pretty much everything, so you never have to start from scratch at all. So all of your appointment confirmations, reminders, and payment reminders and stuff like that for your clients, they have already been written out for you. You can even gather reviews and referrals all on autopilot. You'll free up so many hours of time each week so you can focus on what you love, your artistry. Plus, with their mobile app, you can manage your entire business from the palm of your hand. Send invoices, schedule appointments, and even take payments on the go. I believe in Beauty Pro Funnels so much that I recently moved the Friends of Beauty site to Beauty Pro Funnels, and I am loving it. It's a game changer because it's not just a platform. I swear it is like having your personal business assistant designed specifically for makeup artists and beauty pros like you. So here's the deal. If you want to see what all the hype is about, visit getbeautyprofunnels.com/friends to get a personalized tour and see how Beauty Pro Funnels can transform your business today. That's getbeautyprofunnels.com/friends because you deserve the best tool for your beauty business.
So I had received, grants prior to the NAACP and L'Oréal, just working on my strategy and my just execution of applying for grants. But I will say that L'Oréal was my first 5-figure grant. And when I received the email that I had, been selected as a recipient, it felt like exhaling for the first time in 6 years.
Getting this grant, it's just so, in a space that we see the tide turning against like our identity and how we show up, and we're like starting to be like part of the villainized class again, which sucks. We have L'Oréal being like, not only do we believe in you, we believe in your businesses. Like we believe that y'all can take this far, and we're willing to invest in you explicitly, even as, the arrows are turning your way. That meant so much.
Did you all know that this experience in St. Petersburg was a part of the grant, or did we all find that out on the first call?
I didn't.
I found that out on the first call.
They undersold it and over-delivered.
Yes, it was far beyond what I had imagined. I honestly didn't know what to expect, but
That's not
I guess whatever vision I had of it, it was like far beyond what I thought.
It wasn't that. So when they mentioned it on the first call, your girl likes to travel, so I put it on my calendar immediately, and I was just waiting for them to reach out and be like, "This is the flight information." I was ready
here.
Yeah, like they kept complimenting us on being such a good group. And I'm like, these people that are here, y'all really like your jobs. I could tell. Like you could tell that they really enjoy what they do. I didn't see not one attitude, not one like, oh, why she asking me this question again. Everybody was just so helpful, so encouraging. They packed up our stuff at the end of the day. I was like, who is doing this? Because
That's what I said.
in my blog that I dropped, I said, oh, they tripping. I ain't taking this product back with me. I got to carry on.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get authentic answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. Join me every week as me and my special guest reveal the keys to longevity and success in the beauty industry, from the ups and downs of their journey to the nitty-gritty of their struggles and triumphs. We're spilling the tea on it all, and most importantly, having fun while doing it. You ready?
Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty here, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. Now, on today's episode, I am super excited because I am joined by some of my new friends in beauty, the 2025 Beauty Blazers. The Beauty Blazers are the recipients of the L'Oréal Inclusive Beauty Fund grant in collaboration with the NAACP and Hispanic Federation to provide 40 one-time grants to small businesses and entrepreneurs in the beauty industry all across the United States. And we are still on a high from a phenomenal in-person experience this past week in St. Petersburg, Florida, with the SalonCentric team and L'Oréal team. So I just brought in my friends to decompress and share our experiences. So let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome to the Friends of Beauty podcast, Beauty Blazers.
Hey.
Hey, good
Good morning, Aquia. Thank you
morning.
for having us.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm so excited. I'm low-key like missing y'all's energy. Like we only spent like a few days together, but I feel like the energy in the room was just so contagious. And then once I left, I'm like, I missed them.
Same here. It's like it's beautiful when you could connect and make new friends like instantly.
For sure. I know people struggle with that too, but
Yeah, I think the
It's
business
rare when you
environment
find
is
the
so
quality of
tenuous
person.
right now. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead.
I think this business environment is so shaky right now, and all of us are just trying to figure out how to just keep our sea legs in every way. So to be able to just have this time together as business owners and artists and entrepreneurs and in the hair care space, it was special because it was
yeah,
kind of like revitalizing our energy as all this insanity is going on in the beauty space. And so that was special, at least for
that
me.
is revitalizing our energy is true. I love
Yeah.
that. What were you saying, Ashley?
Agree with everything said, and just that it's special and rare when I'm able to connect with the quality and the commitment and dedication of business owner. So I was just in heaven. So I just thank you for again for creating this space for us to debrief. So I'm still buzzing from Tampa. So I
Yeah.
woke up, I'm like, why am I not at the Vinoy? Like something's got to be. Yeah.
Yeah. How you feeling, Naima?
Yeah, same. I agree. I'm still trying to decompress and just process all of the goodness that we experienced. One of my favorite parts of being in that experience was connecting with you all. Of course, we got so many goodies this week, the beautiful dinners, the gifts, the mentorship from these world-renowned leaders. But my favorite part is always going to be connecting with people like you and maintaining those connections.
Yes, that's my favorite part. And that's like literally how Friends of Beauty started. Friends of Beauty started from my love of networking and just creating spaces, networking events and stuff for beauty pros to connect. So I'm a huge, like this is my jam right here. Like going into rooms like that is my jam. But before we start like yapping, because I feel like we just want to like dive in and just share, we have to introduce you all to the Friends of Beauty audience. So I'm gonna start from like how I see you all on the screen and start
Okay.
with like I'll go like Naima, Miona, and Ashley. But just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your business, and then give us like 3 random facts about you at the end.
Okay. All right. So I'm Naima, owner and creator of Beachbum Wisdom. And Beachbum Wisdom, I like to see it as just a sanctuary where people can come and experience skincare and energy wellness services. So it's rooted in the spirit of service, and we offer a multitude of immersive experiences. So not only facials and energy wellness services, but also courses, certification programs, retreats, international retreats, corporate wellness, and just provide an in-depth knowledge of practical expertise in holistic wellness and other transformative practices. So we're located in Long Beach, California. And what else? 3 random facts about me. So I am a mother of 2 adult daughters, which most times people can't believe, or they think like, oh, are those your nieces or your sisters? Which is an honor for
I
me.
love that.
It's a compliment. But what else? I am a beach bum, hence Beachbum Wisdom. And I love being near the beach as often as I can. And what else? I love traveling. I've traveled to many different countries and have so many more on my travel list.
Yes, I love that. And I love you just said
Yeah.
that you love being by the water, or you're a beach bum. And I was looking at that clip that Daniel when he was going through people's Instagrams, and he was saying, oh, she
Yes.
has to be by the water. She has to be
Yes.
by the water. I was like, oh, that's so it's true.
He was spot on. Yeah. He was like, you need to be by nature. I'm like, yes.
I was like, me
Tell
too.
me
In the
about
clip, I heard
myself.
myself saying, me too.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Let's switch over to Miana.
Hi, everybody. My name is Miona Short. I'm the founder and CEO of Shukrah, and we're essentially a beauty company that creates innovative products for those who feel underserved by the beauty market. And our first product is called the Carefree Comb. And I'm gonna just give you all the little pitch. Essentially, it takes me forever to tangle my hair, 2 to 3 hours typically. And so one day I was just really over it. Just really over it, really done doing that. And so I got sort of like this vision for a comb that would allow me to put my hair care products, like my conditioners or my detanglers, my shampoo, inside the spine of the comb and distribute it through my hair while detangling. And so that's what I created. And now it took me from an hours, multi-hours long detangling, conditioning, etc. process to like 30, 45 minutes at most. And that has drastically changed my life and my relationship with my hair. So, Shukra from Chicago, based out of Chicago. Um,
And
let's
3
see.
random facts about you.
3 random facts. Okay, I'm from Chicago, based out of Chicago, but when I'm not here, I'm probably in Mississippi. I love being in Mississippi. That is my second home. If you're Black and from Chicago, you probably have at least one grandparent, if not all your grandparents from Mississippi. Um, and so that's usually where I am. I just got done spending 3 months there with my grandmother, and that's where I go to just reconnect and refocus and just get really centered outside of the busyness and the beauty of the city. I get the calm, steady country, and it's wonderful, at least for revitalizing my spirit. Let's see, another random fact. I love mushrooms. I want to get an oyster mushroom tattooed on my left thigh. I love the science of mushrooms. I love the taste of mushrooms. I think that they're just so cool as both creatures and food. So that's
Okay.
just something that I'm really all in on mushrooms. When we did at the Beauty Blazers things, we had the like charm station. I put a mushroom on my charm
You.
because like I'm about that mushroom life. Like not medicinal mushrooms. I don't
Yeah.
know all about that. I'm talking about oyster and enoki and lion's mane and chanterelles and
The
all
ones
that.
without the psychedelic effects.
Right, right. Don't ask me about those. That's a different. I'm not there on
Mhm.
my journey. I'm on the physical cuisine journey.
Yeah.
And let's see another random fact. Um, Now that I'm in beauty, actually, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I got my bachelor's in astrophysics, and so that was the journey that I was on before this sort of got dumped into my spirit and changed the trajectory of what thought I was going to do as a career.
Astrophysics. See, this is interesting. Do you have a background in something else too, Naima?
Or is it all beauty?
So my background or my degree is in communications, and I started off in the TV industry.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what I did straight out of college, but obviously that's evolved a lot over the
Yes.
last 30 years.
Wow, I love that. I have an IT degree that I've never gotten to use, and I'm a makeup artist and podcaster, which is lovely. But Miana, I have been like raving about you. I didn't even tell you, like when you told me about the comb, and like I was just envisioning it in my head. But when I went to your Instagram and saw it, I literally got chills. Like I was like, what is happening? Like I just foresee this being like so huge. Like I've already told my mom about it, my best friend. Like everybody's like, where can we get the comb? I'm just like, I just can't wait to see the future of Shukrah come to life. And I think you have something like really innovative, and I think this is gonna go like bananas. So I'm really like really super excited for you.
Thank you. That means a lot to me, actually. And so sometimes when you're in it, it's hard to see, the
Mm-hmm.
forest for the trees. And now I'm, just cutting down one tree or building up one tree at a time. So sometimes it's harder to see the big picture. So that was really affirming for me. Thank you.
In due time, girl, in due time. When it's time, that thing is gonna pop. I already
I
know.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I was looking at some of your videos on Instagram, and I was like, where was this comb when I needed it? Like for my daughter's hair.
This is why I have locks.
With
I
all the
think you asked me.
products and yeah, so I agree. I think it's gonna blow up,
Mhm.
seriously.
Mhm. Thank you.
Yes. Let's switch over to Ashley. What's up,
Miss
girl?
Ashley Raskin.
Yes, yes. So good morning. Hello, hello. My name's Ashley Rankin, founder of AR Natural Skin. So grateful to be on here today with you all. And let's see, I have a biotechnology background. I also have experience as a forensic biologist trainee. And so I bring all of that into my skincare formulations. Growing up, I had very sensitive skin, and I had every skincare issue you can think of, eczema, and then developed into cystic acne as I got older, and then seborrheic dermatitis, and a host of other different issues that were hard to treat, emotionally very challenging to manage. And so that's really how AR Naturals was born. That, and also just like the plant wisdom and plant medicine of my dad, who growing up would take me out. He grew up on a lot of acreage in Mississippi. So like I'm just connecting with you on that as well. Um, Miona around Mississippi. But so yeah, like you teach me how to, this is peppermint, this is lavender, and so I just incorporate that all into my formulations. And maybe three things about me, random facts. Again, I'll just use the sensitive skin because I just, okay, so Daniel Mason Jones, when we were at breakfast this past week, he was like, okay, he was complimenting my skin. And it was just like a full circle moment for me because having had such sensitive skin and so many problems, it's just when I start to show, and I will, just based on what we've learned this week, like the pain, it's like, wow, that was intense. That was extreme. So, yep, I have sensitive skin, and I take good care of it, and I take it seriously, taking care of my skin and helping others do the same. Second random fact, I'm a Hall of Fame inductee in soccer at my university.
Wow.
So that's also a lens that I incorporate, just athletics and competition and dedication. I'm actually my brother, he's Hall of Fame in track. So that was pretty awesome that we were both inducted the same year. And third random fact, I'll just share, it's around my social impact is in mental health and wellness. So I'm very passionate about that. And it's really stemming from my own experience with severe burnout and recovery. And so that's where my community impact comes from when I work with women and high school girls about sustainability and self-care. So
Wow. Everybody is just so phenomenal. And that's one of the things that I realized this week is like, in just talking to different people there, I was like, this room is just really powerful. Like everybody's just so unique and has so many different gifts. I was just blown away. I guess I could share some things about myself. So you all, we're just still getting to know each other. So, of course, I'm your best friend in beauty. And I say that because, of course, friends in beauty, but I really pride myself on, I guess, the way that I connect with people and make people feel comfortable, like a best friend. Like people just feel so comfortable with me spilling their guts. And then I think I just always support people on that level as well, just like providing the safe space and the resources and just pouring into people in that way. So I'm your best friend in beauty. I've been a makeup artist for 12 years and I have been a podcaster for 5 years. Friends in Beauty will celebrate 5 years on Cinco de Mayo. And Friends in Beauty started in 2019 as networking events because I realized that every single major opportunity that I had gotten as a makeup artist, and I've gotten to do some pretty cool things like reality TV. I work on Real Housewives of Potomac. I've done Love and Hip Hop. I had the opportunity to do the Bad Boy reunion concert in New York and worked with Total off-Broadway play in San Francisco, worked with so many brands, but literally it all came from networking. It never came from me seeing a post or a job posting or something. It was literally being in rooms like how we were in this past week and connecting with people. And then when stuff comes up, they're like, hey, check out Aquia. Maybe Aquia would be good for this. So I really just wanted to create a space for other beauty pros to do that because I felt like we relied too heavily on social media to make those connections. People like just drilling social media down our throats. I'm like, no, it's really the magic really happens. I mean, not to say you can't make connections on social media, but the magic really happens in the room. So getting in those rooms and creating authentic, and I always say authentic and genuine connections because we're not forcing anything. We just want it to happen organically and then seeing what happens. So that's why I created Friends in Beauty. And then I planned on going on this whole tour in 2020 to, take it to different cities. And then the pandemic happened. And I have been wanting to do a podcast, but felt like, I don't really have the time to really figure it out. But the pandemic was the perfect time. So, and I still wanted to connect with people. And I started the podcast. So I've been doing that ever since. And I've been enjoying it. And it's turned into this new thing that I didn't even know was really inside of me and just like interviewing people, talking to people and creating these connections. So that's me. Three random facts about me. I have a 4-year-old cat. Her birthday was yesterday. Her name is Cash with a K. She's I'll say a rescue because I found her. I found her and she was in pretty bad shape. So I rescued her. So I have a 4-year-old cat. I'm a cat lady. What else? I am Jamaican, so I have Jamaican heritage and American heritage. I guess I don't really tell people. I guess a lot of people don't know that about me. I am Jamaican. I just say I'm Jamaican. And third random fact about me, I mean, I guess y'all know I'm from DC, but what else can I say? Oh, I have 6 brothers and 5 sisters, and I have like 35. I got to do a recount, like 35 nieces and nephews. So that's why I don't have no kids right now, because I'm like, yeah, I've seen the real of it my whole life. But those are 3 random facts about me. Yes, I'm so happy. Like, I'm just so grateful that I met you all and yeah, that we get to have this conversation and decompress. Because I think I told Ashley too. I think Friday I just started feeling like myself again. And I love to connect with people, but I feel like after the pandemic happened, I feel like I don't have the same level of energy that I used to be able to go at. And it makes me kind of sad because I love to engage, but I'm realizing like after events like this, it takes me at least like 3 days to like feel like myself again. What about y'all?
Same here. I was literally just having this conversation yesterday, and it took me until yesterday. Well,
Hmm.
yesterday, day before yesterday, to fully recover. The events were beautiful. Those were
Yeah.
some long days. And so I think just energetically, obviously, we were doing a lot,
Hmm.
but I knew it was going to take a while to recover.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep,
And I'm
same
The
like,
here.
social battery is, I agree that it's probably has a lot to do with the pandemic as well. Just socially being around people
yeah.
for hours at a time can be exhausting, but it was so exciting at the same time.
Yeah.
I agree. And we just keep,
We love talking at the
I
same
just want to
time.
say we're on the same wavelength.
Yes.
Yes. Please, please, please.
Just agreeing, and definitely COVID changed it. I've always been like more empathic and just happened to have that separate time to reboot and refill. But I will say, out of everything, if I'm going to get an awesome battery drain with the most phenomenal people and taking
Yeah.
it all, if I'm going to be drained, let it be with beauty. And I don't even want to use that because there's a negative connotation with that. But I mean, it was so phenomenal, so excellent. It was so affirming and validating. And it just filled my cup, like my cup is overflowing. So if I have to take a few days to recoup, let it be from like the Beauty Blazer event.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I also wonder if some of that drain has to do not just with the pandemic, but also in tandem, just our relationship with social media and how in the pandemic we kind of like went into overdrive with that because we were so isolated. But in a
Mhm.
lot of ways, like that's also being social. That is also our brains being on all the time. And so the physical isolation of the pandemic with like the social just plugging in to the rest of the world, I wonder if that also just had an impact on what we describe as our own social batteries and things like that.
It probably is. It's probably a study going on right now trying to figure that out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I
Well,
find
let's talk
social media
about,
training in a way that I did not find before, for
yeah,
sure.
for sure, for sure. I didn't realize that we beat out like did they say like 3 or 4 thousand people? How many people did they say apply for this grant?
I know it was thousands. I don't know how
3,000.
many thousands.
3,000. We beat out 3,000 people to be amongst 40. I feel like that says a lot about us and our businesses. Like, how do you all feel, or did you have a hard time accepting like the win and being like deserving of it? Or were you like, yes, this is all me right here?
For me, it was like, yes, this is all me right here. I have worked so hard on my business over the last 10 years, and
Mhm.
to get the recognition, even though I'm still like, oh my gosh, it just
Mhm.
was surreal for me, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. But I felt like, yes, like finally, it is pretty mind blowing to consider how many applications they had to sort through to choose the ones that they arrived at. But I just feel honored. I feel blessed, happy, but also I'm like, yes, it's my time. Like it gave me the affirmation and the confirmation that I need, to stay inspired and to stay energetic in my practice. So yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Ashley?
I'm like Naima. I'm like, yes, it's my season. And so I had received, grants prior to the NAACP and L'Oréal, just working on my strategy and my just execution of applying for grants. But I will say that L'Oreal was my first five-figure grant. And when I received the email that I had, been selected as a recipient, it felt like exhaling for the first time in 6 years.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah.
I really had just been holding in so much and just, we all know how it is. It's like um, pushing by faith without against so many barriers but it's here. And just so many times of just like, okay, let me not think even a week ahead. What is one thing I can do today? And so it was just when I got it again, it was just like 6 years in exhale of everything that had I just been holding on. I was just able to release it. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That was the perfect explanation. Exhale. Yeah. What about you, Miana?
Yeah, I feel pretty identically to that, honestly. When I remember where I was when I got the email, so if you go on my website there, the series of pictures of the comb that you see on my website, I had my nails done in a certain way and I was trying to prepare for a shoot and like personal funds were running low and I just felt overwhelmed. Like I just had to spend $3,000 on my car because it was like everything was just going wrong and I couldn't even afford to get my nails done by the person I wanted to do my nails. Like I just had to go somewhere else And I got there and I was just like, look, here's my vision. This is what I'm looking for. Do you have time to take me at your chair? And she took me right before the shoot, and I was rushing and everything was just so busy. And I hear a ding from my phone, and I'm thinking it's like my mom with like something on Instagram that she found that she wanted to share, or the various emails that I get in spam. And it was from L'Oreal. And so I'm like, oh, maybe I'm just like on a list and this is just something. And then I saw it was the grant, and I've been applying to so many grants, and I'm used to getting so many grant rejections. I'm just like, okay, let me, just look at this one and file it away. And then it said, congratulations. And I
Weird.
said, congratulations, congratulations. And it's like she's doing my other hand, and I do like this, and she almost messes up the whole thing. And I just start crying. Like I was on overflow at that point, because just as Ashley was saying, so much was building up. And when you like just are in the hustle and you're used to the hustle and you're just trying to push a dream forward, and those unexpected turns happen, it just so I've already used the word affirming, but it's like you've been unlocked.
Mm,
And the dream is like in the process of being unlocked. And I
yeah.
felt unlocked in that moment.
Yes. Oh my God. Y'all use such beautiful words to describe things. So Naima and Miona, had you all ever won any grants before, or was this the first one that you won?
I had won a couple of grants before, but they were not, as Ashley said, they weren't five-figure grants.
Yeah.
So this was the biggest one.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Miana?
Same. I had won grants here and there, 1,000 here, 1,000 there. I had won $5,000 from Black Girl Ventures and TikTok. And so I had been winning grants like over time,
Yeah.
spread out over a number of years. But that too was my first five-figure grant. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, we're turning a corner once you start hitting winning five figures.
Yeah. It's only up from here.
Hmm.
Only I know where I was. I was minding my business about to about to work out. And I was like, what's this notification that popped up? And I was like, oh, let me record this, because I was like, this might be a rejection, or it might be I didn't know what it was, because I felt like some time had passed from the deadline to when we found out. So in my head, I think I kind of already put it out of my head, like, oh, I haven't heard back anything, so I probably didn't win, because I feel like the grants that I have applied for, I haven't gotten anything that said I didn't win. So I thought maybe I didn't win. So when I saw it pop up, I was like, oh, let me record this. So I literally have a video on my YouTube channel of my reaction. And it was literally tears, because it's just I'm trying to figure out where I was at that time in my business. I know I started applying for grants because everything with Friends and Beauty up until that point had been out of pocket. So every event that I've done, every podcast episode, or hiring people to do anything has been out of pocket. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way. I can't keep on doing this. It's not sustainable. Yes, it's making people happy because people enjoy the events and everything like that. But I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be the one going into into debt and everything, trying to produce these things. And when I saw that thing pop up, it was literally like tears, because I like you said, it's reaffirming, like we know what we want to do with our businesses, and again, we see the vision and we feel it. Like you said, we feel it here, even though it's not going well. We feel it here. We press on, but it's so reaffirming when other people catch the vibe. It says like, oh, you understood what I was saying. Like, to fill out the application, and I tell people this when it comes to applying for grants. I think applying for grants has given me so much clarity on my business, in the sense of being able to articulate it, because I know how I want people to feel. I know the vision and everything, but to be able to articulate it to other people, for them to say, "Oh yeah, we believe in you, and we want to give you some money to fund that," is like a whole different ball game. So I think it was just like a lot of gratitude at that time, to just really feel like you're being seen and acknowledged in that way. Um, this is the second time I've applied for a grant and I've won. I won a grant. I think I told you all I won a grant from Black Beauty Roster and Tarte Cosmetics. That was a
Mm.
surprise. It was nothing I applied for though. So I got an award through Black Beauty Roster. I got the 2023 AJ Crimson Trailblazer Award. And that award was so special to me because AJ Crimson, he passed away I think in 2022, but he was one of my mentors. And so that was like really an honor just to get that award in his name. I'm just, I'm up there doing my little speech and everything, and then Maud interrupts me, and like I'm like, wait a minute, like everybody else did their speech. Let me finish. Let me finish my speech. So she was like, I was trying to interrupt you because of this, whatever, but they told me that I won that grant, and I was just like, what? And I broke down in tears in that room. It was like my mentors, like Danessa Myricks was there, Jackie Yana, like all these other people were there, and I'm just like, that was the first time that I was like, oh, they see me because I felt like I've been doing this for so long and it's easy to feel like, oh, nobody sees what I'm doing over here. Like I'm just going through the motions. And so that was like a really good one. But this to have applied for it and like one was like, oh, like I'm onto something here. So
I
grateful.
agree. I agree with you on the part about them seeing your vision
Mm-hmm.
because I had this, because there are so many little facets that fall under Beachbum Wisdom, the brand. I'm always kind of hung up on like, okay, well, which parts do I talk about and how do I articulate this in a way where
Yeah.
they can see the full vision of it, right? Like it's not just facials, it's not just energy, it's like a culmination of all of these different practices. And so I always get hung up on, I want them to see like all of the different facets of the business, but how do I articulate that so that they're not like, okay, what is she even doing here?
Yeah. I feel you on
Right.
that. I feel like
So
friends
this
have
was
different things too.
Yeah, so this was like you said, it was confirmation, like, okay, they see it, like they see the full vision.
Mm-hmm. Do y'all remember how you found this grant and like what platform you applied on?
I think I found it on Hello Alice.
Me too. Yeah, it was Hello Alice for me. I can't remember because somebody asked me the other day. I think what's his name? Plus Anthony Plus, the barber. He asked me how I found it, and I couldn't remember until I think he sent me a link. I was like, it was Hello Alice. And then I think after we won, Hello Alice had a little trouble. They had to disappear for a second, but now they're back. So I'm like, I'm grateful that I was able to apply and get the grant before.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because they've been I think it's just been a lot of talk around
Mm-hmm.
them providing people of color with grants and stuff like that and how it's not fair or it was just a lot of things going on. People going to court to advocate for us to still
I got a
receive
lot of
funding.
thoughts on that one. Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
crazy. I actually ran into Arian Simone. Yeah, Arian Simone. She's like the founder of the Impact Fund. I ran into her in Ghana, y'all. I was like,
Oh,
so crazy, right? I was
Wow.
staring at her like that cannot be her. I'm all the way in a whole nother country and she's right there. So I had went over to her and just told her, like, thank you for like all the work that she's been doing with the Fearless Fund, with like advocating for people of color
Mm-hmm.
to still receive funding because they were really trying to cut us off.
Right.
mm.
Right.
hmm Yes, I'm grateful that we found that. But how has the grant helped you so far in your business since receiving this funding in particular?
I see Miona. Oh,
And it's Miana actually.
excuse me, Miana.
I had
Yeah.
to practice too. Like it's like Rihanna, but
Yeah,
Miana.
but it's me. Yeah, yeah. But yes, so as you might imagine, having like a physical product, especially going through the patent process and everything, there's just a lot of layers to production and to figuring out like where it's going to make material things, et cetera, especially when the goals are to, go into mass production eventually. And so the funds were able to help us extend our customer feedback round. so that before we start to injection mold and it becomes difficult or a lot more difficult to change the design of the comb, especially per the patent, we can get feedback directly from our, first users about what's working, what's not working. What do you think of this material? What needs to change? What are you loving about it? What's user friendly? What's not? And that has been invaluable for sure.
Yes. Let me tell you how me and my mother gagged when you put that product back in the bottle. I said, "Oh my
I'm
God,
screaming.
the product." Me and my mother caught it at the same time, like, "Oh my God, you could take the product." It's still, we gagged. Like, okay, I just had to share that. What about you, Naima? How's it helped you so far?
So far, one of the goals that I really wanted to pursue with some of the funds, because I'm still sitting on a large chunk of it because I want to be really mindful about how I use the funds. But one of my goals was to change my business structurally. So since then, I've converted to an S Corp. I've set up the ability to be able to hire employees. And so that was it was something that was creating resistance in me for a long time, like being able to do that and really taking the time to understand the process, what's behind it,
Yeah.
make sure everything was set up like legally and that I was doing it correctly. So I've been able to do that, but I'm really trying to be mindful about how I use the money. So I'm looking forward to some of the mentorship that we've been offered. I'm looking forward to like having one-on-ones with people. I want to meet with that certified financial planner. I
Yes.
just want to make sure that I am getting the advice that I need from people that are doing it and experts. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that unfolds over the next year or so.
For sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
What about you, Ashley?
Yes. So just to go back to you asked how I learned about the grant. I have to
Yeah.
shout out my grant coach, Dr. AJ Austin of Black Women in Grants.
Okay. Shout out.
She sent me the grant. I don't remember her doing it, but we got on a call and it was recorded, like apply for this grant. So I want to acknowledge her in that. But how I've reinvested this grant, part of it is similar to well, Naima had talked about certifications and getting like the proper training and coaching. So I was fortunate if you remember, like Miss Cherie Washington, I believe, from L'Oreal, it talked to us and encouraged us to get those certifications in um, women's business and like minority owned. So I had those before coming into this L'Oreal grant. And so part of that was this grant was reinvesting in the memberships and the fees that are required to like maintain those. And so that's something that I think is not maybe it's not talked about. It's like known that once the more that we acquire, the more we have to maintain. And
Mhm.
so that's what I was just grateful that that's not coming out of my personal funds, Akuya, like you're talking about. It just gets to a point where it's like, this is not sustainable. So just part of it went toward that. And then another portion of it went toward I take 10% of the grants that I receive and reinvest it in my social impact. So that'll be working with my high school girls doing like mental health and wellness, self-care trainings. And then another portion I reinvested with my grant coach because she essentially got me, if you think of a stair step, and I started on stair one with grants. I will say that if it's 10 steps, maybe I'm on step 6 because I think that 5 is with the 10K and up. And so I reinvested with her in a mastermind to start really aggressively applying for the 10K, 20K, 50 and 100K grants. So yeah.
Yes. I love this. You have to share her information with us because I have well, yeah, I have a membership community. I've been really trying to get like a grant expert in there that can really speak to what it takes to apply for grants and be successful and everything. I've just shared my personal experience with applying, but I want to really get an expert in there. But I'm supposed to, not supposed to, she's already on the calendar. I'm interviewing Stormy Banks. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with her, but she has the pink print firm. Yeah, I'm interviewing her next week. So yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh. So let me think. How has this grant? I feel like I really need to start being more intentional about flipping the money. After talking to Sharif, because I was telling her like how I took a portion of the grant and like I just did like a really nice event with it to continue to build community. It was like one of the best events that I had to date for, in my opinion, because I feel like I had the funds to really like to do everything the way that I wanted it, like get the vendors and the venue. Like events take a lot of money. So I haven't even done an event this year for Friends in Beauty just because like my mental capacity for it is just like, oh my God, it just takes so much. But I was telling Cherie about it, and she was like, how we're supposed to be using it to create more income. So I really had to really think about what I want to do to create more income. I'm not there yet because I know some people have products and I don't sell any products, and mine is more so like community based. So I'm really trying to kind of go back to the drawing board. So in the future, I can really think about how I can like reinvest it in some kind of way to flip it. But I really like the idea actually of reinvesting it into your endeavors, your philanthropic, think that's how you say it, right? Endeavors, because I know for sure one thing that I want to do for Friends in Beauty is start providing grants too. So I've been thinking about ways that I can, start providing like little micro grants to start with and like build it up. Because I don't know about y'all, I be counting coins. So I'm like, dang, so if it's 40 times 10,000, then that's like $40,000. And then they done flew us out. We stayed at the Vinoy. I'm like counting all these coins, but I realized that I can start small and like, build my way up in
Mhm.
that kind of way.
So a couple things on that, and this we could talk more about it, offline, but I'm happy to like mastermind around how like what that reinvestment looks like.
Mhm.
And then you talked about how everything adds up. So something that Dr. AJ taught me is like you have grants, you have cash grants, and then you have grant sponsored opportunities. So like the complimentary stay at the Vinoy is a grant sponsor opportunity, which is something that we should be counting in our grant wins. So when we give the total value of what we've received, we should count all of these things that aren't the 10,000 in addition to the 10,000 cash grant,
Got you.
like
That's
the
why you
value
asked
of
that question.
speakers, the meals, etc. So yeah.
Wow. It's like how could we even put a value? That's a great segue. How could we even put a value on the speakers? Because I
Right.
feel like I know for sure, like we didn't even hold up. Let me ask y'all this before I say that. Did you all know that this experience in St. Petersburg was like a part of the grant, or did we all find that out on the first call?
I did
I
not know
found that out on the first call.
It was mentioned on the first call, and so I remember that, but honestly, I don't it was in the back of my mind, but it was just so mind-blowing when I got there. It's
Yeah.
just I don't feel like I understood the totality of
They
what the
under they
in-person
undersold
event.
it and over delivered.
Yes. It was far beyond what I had imagined. I honestly didn't know what to expect, but
Yeah, that's what I was
I
gonna
guess
say.
whatever vision I had of it, it was like far beyond what I
Yeah,
thought.
it wasn't that. So when they mentioned it on the first call, your girl likes to travel. So I put it on my calendar immediately. And I was just waiting for
Same,
them to reach out and be like, this is the flight information. I was
same
ready.
here.
But when I applied for the grant, I didn't know that this was a part of the experience. So none of us really knew what to expect, not even the agenda. I was trying to, once I found out who the speakers were, I'm like, okay, so what you talking about? Like, what we about to get? But none of us knew what to expect. So to go there and like, have you been able to fully process yet the experience that we had this past week? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it and just really, I just feel gratitude.
Mhm.
But I've had people ask me like, how'd it go? And what'd you guys do? And it's hard to,
Mhm.
I mean, I could give them like, oh, we did this and we did that, but I don't even think it fully captures what we experienced.
Yeah, you just had to be there. You just tell them you just had to be there, girl.
Still processing. Oh, that's so funny.
Okay, no, we always
Oh,
do this.
Miona, you go.
Okay, okay. Yes, I too am still processing. We just got so many great nuggets of information, and I'm somebody who like love taking notes. So I have to go back to my notes and be like boom, 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 boom for it to really seep in and remember, and not just to make that knowledge that we got actionable. And so I'm excited to do that. And I think another thing that I got from it is the importance of these DEI programs. There's been just so much social and political and even economic villainization of this sort of thing. But when I got there and I got to spend time with you all, and I actually heard from the leaders of L'Oreal and SalonCentric what this is meant to do, this is a nation building activity. This is not just about Black or white or LGBTQ. It's literally about all of us as one country. And so the more I'm sort of following the outside of it, the way that rage has been fomented to make this sort of look like, people who are at the foundations of this country just like point fingers and jab at each other. It's like, no, diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives is meant for the people who do not have the opportunity to, or the connections or the money to succeed or make it to the next stair, as Ashley was saying, to get to do that. And part of what I also took away from it as well is that though we were all Black and Latino, there is space for white people who have been economically disadvantaged
Right.
to take part in these things too. Like it is the equity in DEI. And so if we can look at initiatives like this and figure out ways to bring each other in, this is what makes the nation powerful. This is what makes our economy more powerful. This is what makes generational wealth not just a personal thing, but a communal thing. And so being there this week really cemented that for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. And I'm just so happy to see that they were still dedicated, even though other people are pulling out of their DEI programs. They're like, no, we're standing firm and we believe in what we're doing. We're not going anywhere. So I love to hear them like say that. It was just reaffirming in a sense too.
And you can
Absolutely.
see it in what they did, just in the energy that they put into it, this and how they treated us. I mean, it
Good.
was really genuine and authentic. And I felt their efforts behind the work that they're doing, on a whole, but also just with what they poured into us. It really speaks to their dedication to these efforts.
Yeah, I'm like they kept
Absolutely.
complimenting us on being such a good group. And I'm like, these people that are here, y'all really like your jobs. I could tell. Like you could
Mhm.
tell that they really enjoy what they do. I didn't see not one attitude, not one like, oh, why she asking me this question again. Everybody was just so helpful, so encouraging. They packed up our stuff at the end of the day. I was like, who is doing this? Because
That's what I said.
in my blog that I dropped, I said, "Oh, they tripping. I ain't taking this product back with me. I got to carry on. I can't even fit this in my bag if I wanted to because I had packed my bag in a way I couldn't take no extra stuff with me. But I was like, oh, they had a solution already because I was like, I'm not taking this product back. I got to carry on. I'm not paying for my bag.
That's the same thing I said. I was like, oh, this is beautiful. And then I went on this whole tangent in my mind, like, I don't have room for this.
I do.
I don't want to check a bag. And I told them, I said, this was so thoughtful of you all to think about that, right? Like that detail that you wouldn't think they would even be worried about. Like, oh, they'll figure it out. No, they were so thoughtful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Yep.
I also think that, like, aside from the thoughtfulness, us being Black women and getting this grant, it's just so in a space that we see the tide turning against like our identity and how we show up, and we're like starting to be like part of the villainized class again, which sucks. We have L'Oreal being like, not only do we believe in you, we believe in your businesses. Like we believe that y'all can take this far, and we're willing to invest in you explicitly, even as, the arrows are turning your way. That meant so much.
Yes.
That means so much to me because it really made me feel like this is way, like, there are like organizations that use these programs as like a tax write-off or as like something to, get their audience to build trust. They're like, no, I think Latoya from Cosmology said this. They're like, we are invested in you. We see the vision that you have, and we're willing to put our name and our funds and our energy behind you because we believe in you that much. And that has just been invaluable in
Mm,
itself.
Mhm.
definitely a confidence booster. Definitely makes you walk a little different, like to have the L'Oreal team, because L'Oreal is such a huge name in the beauty industry, just point blank period. So to have the backing of L'Oreal and SalonCentric is NAACP. Like what? Like who are we? Like that. I just love that for us. But what was y'all's favorite part or a key takeaway, whichever one, however you want to take it, but it was like a favorite part of yours or a key takeaway that you'll remember from the experience?
Yep. Before we get to that, do you mind if we get back to what Ashley wanted to say before we get
You
there?
want to say something, girl? Hop in whenever.
Oh, you're lady so gracious. Thank you. I was actually just gonna add to what Miana was saying about some of the villainization, of different ethnic groups, but like this excellent experience just was a reinforcement around which I already knew, but excellence is not exclusive to any particular group, but having space in these having access to these spaces is. And so I am just so privileged and honored to be part of this space, and it is just reaffirming to me in terms of my dream and like my visioning, and just deep gratitude because I can understand how, if people never have the opportunity to see and understand what's really going on inside some of these spaces, like Naima, what you were saying, like it's really hard to articulate what we did. We can share what we did, like the itinerary, but it's just like the depth of the connection and like the access to the resources and the people. It's I'm just so grateful to have this pillar and this lifeline to continue to push forward. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. I ain't mean to leave you out, girl. Jump in whenever you want. Jump in wherever you want. But yeah, what was like a key takeaway, highlight, gem that you took away from the experience? A favorite speaker or whatever you want to share.
Hmm. I didn't have a favorite speaker. I think all of them brought something very unique.
Mhm.
I loved hearing their stories. And I loved hearing how they got to where they are. And I think that for me, I've always had this misconception that you had to have a gazillion followers and you had to, have all of these decades of experience to begin to get recognized by these bigger brands. And I think it was reaffirmed to me that you can be where you are now, and in the blink of an eye, something can change. All it takes is that one connection or that one person to see something in you, just like how we were hand selected out of these thousands of applications. All it takes is for one person, one post, one moment, for someone to see you
Mhm.
and for your whole thing to be taken to the next level.
Your whole universe will shift.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah. What about you, Miana? Do you have a takeaway or favorite part?
And I was so full the entire time. I'm trying to even just choose a single one, but
Mhm.
I think I'll choose the sum of what I got. And I agree with Naima. It doesn't take, okay, hold on. Let the brain get linear for a second. Okay. So, so much of what is the common wisdom around business building, especially in the beauty space, is to chase the followers.
Mm.
Is to give yourself credibility through like hustling to that 10K, that 20K, that et cetera K. And being around y'all this week, I found out like, oh, that actually doesn't matter as much as we have been led to believe. It
Absolutely.
doesn't matter as much as we've been led to believe. It's about the building of the consistency and the portfolio that our social media represents, but also bigger than that, the community. Like Ashley was saying, the rooms that we're in. And again, I think Latoya just gave so much excellent wisdom on day two, just utilizing this opportunity for what it is. Make the ask, make the connections. Not only like keep in touch, but keep connected, keep grounded, keep the aerial view very clear, and keep helping each other.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Y'all are just so articulate. I just What about you, Ashley? Because I know I get like jumbled up in my head, like, what am I trying to say? But it feels like y'all just know exactly what to say. Y'all use such beautiful words.
Well, you're helping us out, Aquia, making, I'm certainly comfortable here. So
Yay.
I think to build on Miona's thoughts, the one key takeaway was intentional influencing.
Mm.
Which is what I heard, Miona, like intentional influencing. It's not so much about the number of followers and like all these gimmicks and like just all this stuff to try and hold people's attention online, which is something that I've always been resistant to. And up until the last couple of years, around like COVID and George Floyd, and I had to really work through just showing myself on camera because I realized that people as like quality of a product that I make and my story, like people are buying me. And so like when I was just investing in product shots and wanting to do photo shoots and I show myself like I was doing myself a disservice. So it was just really exciting to hear from these like high level influencers. By the way, of course, I have funny stories like about not realizing I was talking to Mark Mendez and like asked, he was so gracious, like so generous. Um, and just realizing like the goal or the objective is not to try and build a huge following, but to really continue to build authentic community, which I know we're all great at because that's part of why we were the social impact component is important in these higher level grants and that they look for that. So I would say it's the intentional influencing. It's kind of hard to pick just one speaker. And then I know it's just kind of, I mean, between Daniel Mason Jones and like Mark Mendez and Michelle O'Connor, Latoya Stirrup, like Michael Cole with the finance, like they're everything, you know, and that's only just a portion of all the gems. So intentional influencing.
Yeah, I love that. I think I love the fact that when I initially walked in, I thought everybody was a beauty blazer. So when I walked into the soiree, I didn't realize that people were mixed in. I'm like, oh wow, all these people won the grant. I didn't realize that SalonCentric was mixed in, social media was mixed in, the speakers were mixed in.
Mm.
So it started making me approach people differently. It's like, are you a beauty blazer? Are you a speaker? I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Like I really enjoyed because what it made me see was that we're all pretty much the same in a sense that we couldn't tell who was who. Like the speakers, I thought they were grant recipients. We could have very well been speakers, you know. So I really enjoyed that they were so humble, they were so down to earth. Um, it seemed like they were very intentional about choosing who they chose to come and speak with us because they were so giving and just so willing to just pour into us without necessarily receiving anything in return. Like it is hard to say who had the best sessions, but I will say that I really enjoyed Daniel Mason Jones a lot. I have like pages of notes, and I think I probably gauge it based off of how I took my notes because I think some things were just more so like informational than other things were like, oh, here's some things that you could take with you. So I think I have like the most notes from Daniel Mason Jones. I really enjoyed him. I really appreciated that they brought in Michael Cole, the financial advisor, to talk to us from that level, because that's one thing that is like not a, I'm gonna say it's a challenge for me, but it's something that I'm growing into, which is like the financial aspect of business. I'm not gonna say it's a challenge. I can't keep saying that because y'all choose my words, but I am learning more about finances as I'm getting older, and then business finances is like a whole separate thing. So I really enjoyed that they brought him in, and it really feels like they listened to whatever we wrote down in our surveys when they asked us like who we wanted to hear from or what kind of sessions we wanted. I know that was one thing that I wrote down. I was like, I need somebody to come in and talk about these coins. So I really enjoyed having Michael Cole there. I think it was Michelle. I really just enjoyed her energy because I think she was at breakfast with us that morning with Latoya. So I didn't even know she was a speaker. I thought, she was just hanging out with us. So enjoy her energy. But it was really cool to have them bring Latoya back. Someone who was one of the first beauty blazers, and just to see everything that she's doing with her business and how she's continuing to leverage funding and she's still pressing forward, and just to have her share the importance of us leveraging that room. Like, don't be afraid to like reach out to these people afterwards. Don't be afraid to share your thoughts and ideas with them and everything. Like, so to hear her say that, I was like, okay, that's what I was planning on doing anyway. But to hear her say like, this is what you're supposed to be doing, like make sure you utilize this correctly. Because I can't imagine us leaving the room and not going to a next level or utilizing that room or leveraging that room in a certain way to get to our next level. So like you said, it was so many gems. I'm gonna tell you something though. The African dancers and drummers got me. I was like, how did they know? I was like, I'm about to get out there and do my one too. Like the little surprises like that, like the African dancers and drummers got me. I was like, I'm about to go out there and do my little, okay.
I was so excited about that. I forgot that I can't dance. And so I went there with them and I said, oh, wait, yeah, this is why I don't.
It's the coolest thing too, because I'm putting together a vlog. It's coming out today. But the coolest thing is like when I was initially taking the footage, I didn't know who was who. But now looking back at the footage, I was like, oh dang, I was standing next to this person. Miona tried to run away. The lady was like, where
Yes.
you going? Trying to run away. We were up there doing the dancing, and the lady's like, where you going? And so I'm like, oh, that's Miana right there. So now looking back at the footage, I can recognize everybody. But the charm bracelets, like you all mentioned, like the typewriter guy and the fashion portraits at the dinner, like everything, I'm just blown away.
The
Yeah.
headshots. Hello. Yes.
Yes.
Shots. That was a great that was a great thing to add into, because I know a lot of people, even when I do the podcast, you'll be surprised, these big brand owners, a lot of them don't have professional headshots. So I'm like, that's one thing I know for beauty pros, that we probably definitely got to stay up to date on our headshots and everything like that. So I really like that they offered that as well.
Yeah,
But the photographer was super cool too.
he
Junior, shout out to
was.
Junior. He was super cool.
He
Yeah.
was. I feel like they took every opportunity they could to throw in whatever they could, right? So like even those little planners that we're gonna get, they're
Yeah.
like, everybody
Yes.
needs one of those.
Oh my
Everybody
God.
gets one of those. I'm like, wow, they just really are wanting to pack this with whatever resources are available for us. So I saw that in them.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for that planner, because it looked like it's something that's really going, you know,
Yes.
be impactful. I have my little notebook here, but I just can't, I haven't even gone through it yet. I have to go back through my notes and really like take everything in.
Same here.
Yeah,
I
for
haven't
sure.
even unpacked yet. I'm
I
so
haven't.
mad.
And one thing that I'm normally really good at is like sending my thank yous. I always tell people when it comes to network to send 24 to 48 hours, like to send a thank you. But I haven't even done that yet because I haven't processed everything. It's like I want to
Mhm.
reach out to Karima, I want to reach out to Tika, everybody,
Mhm.
just their individual thank yous. But it's like I have to process everything because I really wanted to, be intentional about my words and be able to share everything and not come back like, oh, and another thing, thank you for
Yes.
this, and another thing. I really want to get my thoughts like really concise. So probably like by tomorrow, I'll probably have all of my thoughts concise enough to really, reach out to them and thank them for everything.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
And also shout out to Ashley too for the cards and like very thoughtful cards that she had brought with her. And I just thought that was so sweet and just another excellent way to just kind of personalize like, hey, I see you. And
Mm-hmm.
and likewise. So I'm just gonna put that in, my scrapbook. That was very special.
Aw.
Thank you. And I was able to do part of them there. And I woke up at 4:15 and I'm like, how am I going to do this? Because there are more cards that I still have to write. But I just went with some of those when you shared about and well, this would be offline, but just like the conversations that we had, right, that were just very like heartfelt. I just thought, oh yeah, let me just pin this and share it, on site. But so you're welcome. And actually, can I offer just one person who did stand out, actually, because I sat next to him at dinner.
Yes.
Now that I'm thinking about it, is actually Popular Nobody, John
Yeah.
Mosley.
Yeah.
Yes. He's gonna
So
be on
I
the
was,
podcast next week too.
yes. Oh, he's gonna get on your podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. I had the good fortune of sitting next to him at dinner, and he was just so generous with his like tips and like insights. And I mean, it this event, like the Beauty Blaze, is just how it was curated to have us so intimately intertwined with the speakers and the influencers was just priceless. And it just felt so calm and peaceful and accessible. And yeah. So John Mosley stands out. And I told him, I was like, I'm not trying to like fangirl over here, but this is just really, really incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy hearing him speak. I heard him speak at a Black Beauty Roster event, and he's been on my list as people to reach out to for the podcast for a while. But I think I like it's something with my list where when I went to go reach out, I don't think he had like a direct email. So I'm like, oh, I got to reach out to him personally. And then we were downstairs shopping in the SalonCentric store, and he walked in, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I went up to it. I was like, your name is literally like on my list. Like I would love to interview you. And I'm the queen of shooting my shot. Like I'm not gonna let you be in my atmosphere and not say anything. Same thing with Julissa too. I had saw her at that same Black Beauty Roster event. I had talked to her afterwards. When I saw her again, I said, I've been seeing you twice in less than a year. I think it's a sign. Can you come on the podcast? I'm the queen of that. And I love the fact that you sent like or gave certain people handwritten notes and things like that. I feel like those are the things that people remember. Those are the things that when an opportunity comes up and they're like, oh, we need a skincare brand, AR Naturals, because I remember how sweet Ashley was. So just like the little touches when it comes to networking and being in the room of those things that just think about things that's going to make you memorable.
Sure.
I love that you did that.
And you know what too? Gian
Mhm.
Doherty from
Yes.
yes.
So sweet.
She's brilliant. Like people come from like very popular brands and sometimes you expect them to be like,
Yes, she
yes,
was Mika.
Gian, and I mean, yeah. But just the way that she had her session and she was just very personable in her session and everything. And it's like, wow, girl, you come from this huge brand, but you're here for us. You're here to dream and to brainstorm and build big with us. And so I just really appreciated that. And I thought she's super, super dope. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody. Mark, Kendra.
Mireya,
Yeah,
yeah,
I was about to, like everybody was just phenomenal. I'm just like you said, gratitude.
yeah.
So grateful. And we got to be in the room.
Hello,
Yes.
yeah.
Even better. What advice would y'all give to other beauty pros who are still hesitant about applying for grants? Because one thing I realize is that some of us don't realize that we can get grants. And then there are others who are hesitant to apply or some that have applied and they're like, oh, I haven't won, so maybe grants aren't for me. But like, what advice would you give to those who are just kind of like on the fence still about applying for grants? I'll start with Naima and then Miona and Ashley.
Um, I would say just do it. I mean, I feel like I almost look at it like somebody has to win, right? So why not me? Somebody has to win.
I love
So,
that.
just be thoughtful in what message, you're trying to express, the passion and enthusiasm that you have for your business and what you're trying to create and what you're trying to build on, and just do it because somebody has to win.
Love that.
Somebody has to win. Wow. Okay.
Love that.
What
Good.
about you, Miona?
I would say that I think I have similar advice for people who are just even trying to like figure out whether they should jump into starting a business, especially in beauty in particular. And that would be, you have to really be real with yourself. Like, what is your relationship with regret? Like, what is your relationship with time and the ability for it to get away from you? I'm somebody who used to have horrific time management skills and had to build that over time. And then the more you see these grants come up and you say to yourself, I'll do it the next time and the next time. And 5 years later, you have no grants, or 5 years later, you haven't started that business. Will you regret it in 30 years not taking the chance on yourself? Like, even if it's ugly and it fails, and like people from high school are like, oh, I saw you on, doing your embarrassing little TikTok, that like, even if it's you go through that awkward phase, in 30 years, will you look back and be like, but what if I tried?
What is your relationship with regret? Lord have mercy. Okay. What about you, Ashley?
Yeah, that's a whole sound bite right there. That was really good. So I agree with everything that has been shared. The relationship with regret comment is powerful because what I heard was someday. Like
Mm,
someday I'll apply for this grant, someday I'll start my page, someday I'll share my product samples, someday I'll get online and explain my backstory, and just understanding that the someday is today.
mhm,
And that's something that, just briefly, I really am like concentrating in the book that I'm coming out with, which is like someday. And like with all the skin problems that I had, someday, once my cystic acne clears up, I'll go for this certain job. Someday, once my eczema flares calm down, I'll try to, I don't know, just, actively date whatever person I was, interested in. Someday, once my seborrheic dermatitis calms down, I'll start to change my wardrobe into like who I think and feel that I am, like, and it has to just actively start where it is that we are now. So I would just encourage people, like Naima was saying, just shoot your shot, or you're the shoot your shot queen,
mhm,
Aquia. Like put it out there, try, do it with authenticity. Sustainability is one of my brand values. And so also doing it in a way that makes sense to you, that works for you. And something that I want to say that I think is important for, I'm sure you may have a mixed audience, but and that, in conversations that I've had with the excellent coaching that I've received, is that unfortunately, sometimes Black women in business, we piecemeal things and we can't afford to miss certain opportunities. So to invest is what I'm saying in the coaching and the resources when you have a reasonable knowledge of what you're investing in, um, to invest so that you can go further faster.
mm,
Yep, I agree. I've had several coaches and invested in coaching and all types of stuff over the years, but I would say just do it. I have become super passionate about spending other people's money since winning these grants. So I've just been sharing what I can share. Anytime I come across a grant, I try to share it on my social media or share it within my community for people to apply, because why not? Like you said, somebody has to win. And why not you? You will shock yourself. Like you might think that this is like the worst thing. I don't even know if I filled this out right, but you might have been the only person to apply. And that's the thing too. That's the thing. I think in our heads, I think I would have thought that more people applied for the grant that we got. Like I would have thought that it was like 100. I don't even know what I was thinking, but it's kind of, we don't know how many people are applying for these grants is what I'm trying to say. So you may see a grant for $1 million and think that so many people are applying, and it could be 1,000 people that applied, and out of that 1,000, your application was the best. I don't know. So just putting certain things into perspective that way. And then I also remind people that grants like this one, they come around. So we were the last recipients of this grant. So now that we're talking about it, this should be a grant that's on your radar for when it comes back around. Again, somebody asked, can we reapply? Can we reapply for this grant? Do y'all know?
I think it's one time.
But like you can apply for this grant as well when it comes back around. So make sure you're staying, keeping your ear to the street kind of thing, and be aware of when they release this information again. But yes, ladies, what's next after leaving this room? What's next for you and your business? Oh, you want to add something, Ashley?
I did just briefly,
Yeah.
just about like everything about taking the chance, and the opportunity. Doing the video for this. So with my grant coach, one of the main things that I had to work on was being on video.
I was
Not
going to
that I
ask
was
y'all
like
how y'all
so
felt about that
shy
video. Uh-huh.
to be on video, or just like, I mean, because I'd had jobs where I had to get on Zoom regularly, but it was just something about, it was a mental block between me and my own personal business and getting on, and the ring light and my hair and all this. And it's like, I had to like have a talk with myself. Well, it's like, this is 2024, it's 2025. You have to get over it or stop doing this, because this should not be a stumbling block constantly as you're going, like, you have to get on video, get your ring light, get your camera, put some lip gloss on and keep it going like that. The video that I did, I just remember like it was a rough day. It was a bad feeling day. I don't know. I don't remember what happened, but I did not want to get on camera, but I did it anyway. And then after I got off, I, just handled, whatever I had been feeling. But it's not the best video I ever shot. It wasn't but it was sufficient. And I think I have had to work through the perfectionism and really focus on excellence and not perfection. Like, this is good enough. So do that and be great.
Yes. How'd y'all feel about doing the video? I meant to ask that too.
It took me a while, like years, in my brand to be able to get on a camera.
Yes.
That is not my thing. And so like Ashley said, that's just something that in this day and age, you just have to fight through it. And there's no way that people can really feel you or pick up on your energy or really be able to kind of get your message if you're not talking to them.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, so that was a roadblock for me too. Now I'm more comfortable doing it, after I have been practicing it for some years now. But initially it was like, no, I don't want to be on camera. Especially
Yeah.
not if it's live.
Oh my gosh. What about you, Miona?
Felt. So I'm one of those women who like, I do not know how to do my makeup at all. Like a lot of people learn when they're like teenagers or when they're in their early 20s or in college. I just started like 6 months ago. Like I really just, and
You're
it's a
doing
learn.
good.
I'm trying. Like I'm really trying. Um and so I too am just like, wow, I don't know what I'm doing. It's clear when I'm online. Like I think in one of my applications, I think it was this one. Yes, it was this one. I had lipstick on my teeth in
Oh,
that application. I did, and I didn't even know it. And I was like, I don't want to reshoot this. I hope that they, see the and what's
It'd be
what's
like
funny
that
about
too.
that.
Like, I got one take.
Yeah, I was just like, that was my best take, and I'm looking a little snaggletooth, and they gonna have to see the God in me anyway.
that's so
But
funny.
it's what's funny about that video is that I won 2 grants with that same video.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I think it's somewhere on the blog and my website. And I did too much with the red on my lips, and like my eyebrows are looking like real dark and too lovely. Like I did a lot. And I was scared. I wasn't super comfortable. But wow, look at what came from it. Like I can
Yeah.
still be learning in the beauty world, and still people can see the merit. of what the thing that I do have and the thing that I do well in. And so that was great. And sometimes my, the blush is, a little too high. And sometimes the whatever this is called isn't blended too well. And that's okay. And it's a little embarrassing sometimes, sure, but I'm down to be on this journey and have other people watch with me because look at what the result has been.
Yes, I
Like,
love that. I
yeah.
love that. Yeah, we had to submit a video, you all, as a part of our application. And I did use that video for another grant. I made it to the second round of that grant, but I didn't get chosen for whatever reason. I'm about to reapply. I'm gonna send y'all the link. It's a $50,000 grant. I'm gonna send y'all the link.
Mhm.
It's open right now. I'm about to reapply for it again because I don't think it was my fault. It was some other stuff that was going on behind the scenes. I think that's why I didn't get chosen. But I think the video is
Oh, I
what
know
helped
what that
me.
is.
I think the
Yeah.
video helped me because I feel like you got to either see me in person or see me in video to really get my energy. So I think the
Mhm.
video helped. And hack, y'all, hack. I used a teleprompter. Okay, did y'all use a teleprompter? Y'all was going off the.
Yes.
Okay, I'm about to say
Big
I used
view.
a teleprompter for my video. Now you was like,
So what
what?
I did for my video was because I have this thing about like talking to the camera. And so I pieced together different clips, like
Hmm.
showing what I do, me doing my work, and I did a voiceover.
Like B-roll. Yes.
Yes,
So
exactly.
you weren't in the video.
I was, but I wasn't talking to the camera. It was just clips of me doing my work.
Ooh, I like that idea because I'm thinking
Yeah.
of
So
like,
at no point was I talking to the camera.
Love
they,
that.
I like that hack too because you still
Yeah,
got chosen. They didn't say what kind of video. They just said a video.
exactly. And I
Oh,
have that perfectionist thing too. So if I were talking to the camera, it would have taken me hours because I would have shot that video over and over and over again.
yeah.
So,
I definitely use a teleprompter and I was okay with it. I was like, this is my wheelhouse. I could do video. Bring it on. But I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed the video. I was like, I just typed up whatever I wanted to say, and put in my teleprompter, and that was that. Yes, yes. Now I want to start with Ashley with this question and then work up to Naima and then Miana about what's next for your business. Because I know you mentioned like after leaving here, you kind of want to like change things around. So like what's next for AR Naturals?
Yeah, thank you. In incorporating all the information and still processing, when I think about like the root of my company, like yes, it's about sensitive skin and eczema, but in adulthood it's really been about scalp care. And when I locked my hair, how just essential, just it felt like I have to get a solution to just I mean, at no point did I want to deal with scalp issues, but especially when I locked my hair, just the stigma and sometimes the judgment that comes with locks, like it's like I no,
You didn't
like
want the
this
extra thing on top of it.
right, like this has to be what it has to be. So it took me about 8 years to develop my scalp serum and like scalp solution. But so to answer your question, I think what's next is like a beta launch of my scalp care line. And also, I'm looking to restructure in terms of like, so I'm a small shop and I do pop-up markets, but I'm really wanting to move toward like community and like subscription boxes within community and what that looks like so that it's more exclusive and like higher end. And so yeah, just
That sounds wonderful.
researching about what that looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it roll out. That's exciting. And it's starting to get warm and everything, so you can do some more community outside, you know. What about you, Naima? What's next after leaving the Beauty Blazers event?
for me, it's going to be more of a focus on brand partnerships and education. So I was really inspired by the speakers, and a large part of what I've infused into my business is the education part of it, the skincare education. So um, working on things like courses, making those courses online because I do a lot of in-person courses and certification programs. So kind of transferring that to the online format so that it can be like more passive, a more passive part of the business, less in the treatment room and just more out, more speaking, more traveling, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. I love
it's a
it.
bigger reach.
Mhm.
Got to get out of Long Beach, California.
She's going
Take this
global.
thing on the road.
I love that. What about you, Miona?
Yeah, y'all. I'm finishing up the customer feedback round for the
Yeah.
Carefree Comb. And really what's next is going into our actual, factual, like real life production. And so there's so many moving parts. Um American made and the merits of that, and doing the cost benefits analysis of here or abroad, and looking at how certain US policies are changing with our relationship with other countries. And so there's a lot of having to ride the surfboard and just see what's going on now and make some predictions about what the next 6 months to a year to 6 years looks like. But where we are now is essentially preparing for that injection mold.
Yeah, that's exciting. So looking forward to everything roll out. I think for me, I've already been in this weird, like in between space anyway with makeup versus podcast. So really trying to figure out what that looks like for me going forward as far as I'm not really excited about being a makeup artist as much as I used to be. Like I just do it at this point now because I have the skill and I have bills to pay and the skill could help me pay my bills. But I think I really love the community space and I really love the podcast space. So really trying to figure out ways to go digital, like you said, creating courses, creating more of an online experience as well, but also doing more community activations within different areas in the different cities outside of DC because I've only been doing things in the DC area so far. So I don't know, just got a lot of thinking to do. And then also getting my financial things in order as far as the things that Michael Cole shared with us about disability and just protecting our businesses in that way. So yeah, just kind of gotta go back to the drawing board to really see how I could really make this a business. When I see people like Black Beauty Roster, Latinas in Beauty was really exciting for me to see that they kind of revamped their thing and they're doing so many things already. I'm like, dang, I need to start leveraging my relationships more. I speak a lot about networking, but I need to really start leveraging my relationships more to really bring out the type of education and community events that I want to do. So just trying to thinking through that. Yeah.
Mhm. I'm
Yeah.
excited for us, all
Me
of
too.
us.
A year from now, I mean, we might be unrecognizable to ourselves. You never know. Or we might be getting called back for the next Beauty Blazers event to share
Hey,
our experiences. So
claim it.
yes, I'm claiming it for all of us. Do you have any final thoughts before we go?
Just thank you. Thank you for creating this space for us to connect and debrief together. I'm looking forward to staying connected with all of you and just watching the journey, being on the journey together, sharing resources.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, just watching each other shine.
me too.
I have just a couple things just in terms of like what Michael Cole um, shared with us about, at this level and the insurance. And I was online yesterday just looking through beauty brands that small, local brands that I've partnered with over the years. And I found out that one of the women passed away. And like it was just heartbreaking to because I didn't know that she passed away. This was someone just local. She had a clay company, Clay Love, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like, and so just everything that Michael Cole was sharing, and I was just thinking, like, and she had a patent. She had a patent on a clay mixer, and so I was thinking about her family and just her legacy and just everything that she invested in. I hope that it's going toward her family. So, it's just timely and relevant. And so rest in peace to Clay Love. And for us, I just look forward to mashups and just getting online. Hopefully we can do some, even if they're smaller, just virtual events and keep the momentum going from Beauty Blazers. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Any final thoughts?
Ashley read my mind. Like, we're in this community now. We've had this shared experience. Now we're co-conspirators. So let's grow this, right? One thing that's come up a couple of times during our time together here today was events and things that we're exploring there. So let's, maybe let's like have a separate meeting in a few days or a few weeks where we explore what events look like and how we could leverage each other's community and brand and network to just go even farther. Because I also think that's the point of being a beauty blazer is to like blaze, like to blaze, the rent is high, everything is high right now. We need to come together and build the ship together. And so that's how I see it. But also on the other side of it, I'm just proud of y'all.
Yeah.
I'm just proud of what y'all are building. I'm just proud of y'all's vision because I see it so clearly with y'all too. And if you need someone to dream with you and dream big with you, and even to like, we know this business thing is a wild ride, but to even just lament the things that are hard, like that's what I'm here for. So use me as a resource, of course.
Yes. Oh, yes. Before you all go, this is so important. Please share your social media or however you want people to connect with you and follow your journey. So important. We can start Naima, Miona, Ashley, but yeah, however you want people to connect with you and check out your brands and take this ride.
Okay, you can find me everywhere at Beachbum Wisdom. So social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and my website is beachbumwisdom.com.
Love that.
Miona.
On my side, if you just Google the Carefree Comb, all our stuff will just come up.
She said she is
But
SEO optimized. Okay, just Google her.
look, this is a lot of hard work, okay? But the umbrella company, like the parent company is Shukrah. So hello Shukrah on every platform, and you will find us there. SHUKRAH.
Awesome. Ashley.
So on YouTube, it's my name, Ashley, ASHLEY, N is in Nicole, Rankin, RANKIN. On Instagram, which is where I'm most active. I'm going to change my handle, especially after this week, but I've been trying out different things, but it's Ashley Blooms, BLOOMS_. And then my business page is AR Naturals, skin with a 3, the number 3. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, well, thank you so much, ladies, for hopping in. I'm so happy that we were able to do this. It is so great to see your faces again. I wish you all the best in your individual endeavors, and I can't wait to see what we can do together going forward and how we can continue to support each other. But thank you so much for hopping in, and peace. Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with another friend in beauty. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe, rate, and leave a 5-star review so that other friends in beauty can find the show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, #Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.